You look at the fly.
That's what you said when you put this on last night.
Brundle fly.
Time to explain this.
Yeah. So yesterday, something crazy happened. I'm going to hand Mary the phone.
Okay, let's swap here.
I was literally just watching one of our older videos on the gummies that I tried, and I talked about the spinal injuries.
Oh yeah,
And I went back and it reminded me. I was like, oh yeah. So back in 2017, I really messed up my back pretty good, and I think that was in due part to having done martial arts my whole life. Carrying wedding cakes around and owning a couple bakeries, and it was just like my back was kind of messed up. And if you've seen that old video, I even went through like all the medical jargon as to what has happened to me and why. But one of the side effects of having all of those injections was a cataract formed in my right eye.
Yes, a cataract.
Yeah, and the specialist, the surgeon, confirmed it, and he said, "Yeah, when this happens to somebody your age," he was kept calling me young, which was really cool. Thank you. It's usually because of steroid injections and things like that, and it will usually happen to one eye, and they cannot figure out why. Yeah. So it got so bad that it just felt like, you ever get like suntan lotion or something in your eye? Growing up at the beach, we used to get in our eyes all the time. So it just looks foggy. It just, one eye just looked like I had like Vaseline smeared over it at the end there. So I went through cataract. I've been through cardiac surgery as well.
That is not the topic
surgery
for today, Dave.
No. Yesterday afternoon. Yeah. And I just figured I would talk about it real quick.
Yeah.
It's because of those injections and everything, and the cataract. After a couple of years, you know, they were finally like, yeah, you need to get this done. So I've never had an operation on my eye. I've had heart surgeries, like I've had spinal procedures. I've had my gallbladder taken out, which is in video as well. But the cataract surgery was interesting. So if you're thinking about going through one, or you haven't been through one, I will keep it short and simple. It was a very fast procedure. They don't put you under. They put you in like a twilight state. They liken it to having a couple glasses of wine. It takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, I think. And the problem I had was they cover your face and they do everything, and then they clean your eye and they put all these dilation drops in it, and then they numb it up really, really good. And then they put a surgical mask, I guess, over you, and then they cut away part where they're going to work on your eye. So you can't see anything. And when you do open your eye, they've got God's flashlight in your face. Is so bright that no matter what I did, I was fighting. They put these little clamps in your eyes to keep your eye from closing.
It's not as creepy as it sounds, people.
I'm glad I couldn't see what they were doing.
Right.
And that's one of the things he was like, you're not going to see knives coming at your face.
No needles or anything.
Like,
yeah.
Thank God, because I've seen those Geek Operation Channel videos, and it's like, F that. So the problem I had was it was just the light was so bright. I kept just doing everything I could to close my eye, and he's like, okay, open your eye. I'm like, I'm trying so hard. Till finally they gave me more drugs. And that was it. I kind of remember bits and pieces of it. The next thing I know, it was all over. And I went home with this thing on, taped to my face.
Yes.
Kept it on for about 4 hours, and then was able to take it off. Did not need my glasses anymore.
Which is crazy because Dave's been wearing glasses for
several years now.
Yeah. First time ever.
Basically because the cataract made this eye overcompensate for things. So my vision was just off. So I had to have glasses. So I didn't wear the glasses after the surgery, and I haven't worn them since. My vision's great now.
I'm so jealous.
I'm still getting used to it because the lens that they put in there, I can't remember what it was called, the type of lens.
Multifocal,
blah, blah, blah lens. It was the more expensive of the lenses that insurance is like, you don't need that.
Yeah,
what we do.
it's the best one for people who work on a computer all day.
Yeah.
Hey, that might be you.
Yeah, as an author, I write a lot, thousands of words a day. So I got to stare at a screen all day long. There's nothing else I can do. So yeah, last night I had to sleep with this thing on. That sucked. That sucked. So if you go through it and you got to sleep on this, you just can't sleep, on your right side because it just wants to crush in. And I learned by putting my hand kind of like this, and then this hand like here, I could fall asleep. And then I woke up like, I'd turn
Lessons
over.
in sleeping from Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, that's ironic too.
It really wasn't that bad. And we're about 24 hours out right now. We just got back from the eye doctor.
Follow-up appointment.
Yeah. And they said everything was great. I still have one little more thing they got to do to it. But my advice for anybody going to do this thing, don't watch it on YouTube. You don't want to know what it looks like. I made that mistake. So in my head, I'm like,
you did.
all these things. But you don't feel anything. The light was really bright. They say he was saying if you're under 70, it's going to be really bright to you. Anybody older than that, just naturally their lenses kind of turn into sun.
We hate that thing.
Yeah, sorry, our AC kicked on. So where was it? Naturally, I think once you get past, like into your 70s, your lenses kind of turn into sunglasses anyway. So you don't get as much light just naturally. So he said a lot of his patients who are in their 70s or 80s or older, the light just doesn't bother them during the surgery. For me, though, it was the brightest thing ever. It was like trying to look at the sun, and I couldn't close my eye. I was cognizant enough, because they hadn't put in all the drugs yet, to really just fight and fight and fight, do my best to keep my eye open. And then I guess involuntarily, if you can't close your eye, you roll your eye back in your head. You just roll it back to get it out of the light.
Yeah.
And I caught myself doing that, and he was like, okay, we think we're gonna put a little bit more, happy juice in your IV. And then it was just kind of everything went to, suddenly it was all over, which is, that's what you want anyway. I wasn't trying to be brave with the drugs. I was, honestly, they'd done everything else. They'd marked my eyeball, and I had no problems with it. So I figured I don't need all the heavy drugs going into this thing. Don't be afraid to ask for the heavy drugs.
Yeah.
Honestly, just get it done. You come out, you're just fine anyway.
Especially if you're a whippersnapper like Dave, or
apparently I'm very young for this.
Yes. Well.
So at 48, I'm a baby. But they told me the same thing when I had a stent put in my heart at 34. They were like, "You're so young." Anyway, don't be afraid to ask for the drugs. Don't watch it on YouTube. Don't watch the actual surgery.
Yeah.
This little guy does make sleeping on whatever side kind of rough, but you get used to it one night. I think I'm supposed to wear it tonight too.
You have to wear it for the next 10 days.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's no fun. And you're not supposed to like bend over and lift things. Like I can't.
Wow. I can't believe I caught that.
I can't believe you caught it either. My eye was like, oh!
That's another thing.
That's another thing. I'm getting like lens flares and stuff every now and then because of the type of lens.
Okay, Joss Whedon.
Yeah, it looks like I'm in an old Spielberg movie or Joss Whedon putting way too many fucking lens flares and things. But I think he's stopped doing that.
I think he stopped doing a lot of things.
So yeah, that's a little strange. But the colors are way cooler now for sure. But yeah, that was my story. That's what happened, and that's the only piece of advice I can think of, really. Oh, and wear some slippers. If you have slippers to go into this thing, take slippers with you. I almost did that. I almost did it because they give you those little socks that don't skid on, the floor.
The grippy socks.
Just take your slippers, man. Seriously, and wear something warm because that OR, where they do everything, is cold. They were putting heated blankets on me, and I still was.
Yeah, because you can't be shivering when they're cutting it dry.
Yeah, and then the happy juice. Ask for the happy juice. Doesn't matter. Just get it. Please. Yeah, just get it. It'll make everything much easier on you, much easier on them because they don't have to stop and wait. But otherwise, don't be afraid of it. It was simple. It was one of the easier procedures I've ever had done. And the recovery was real quick.
Yeah, I mean, this is today. Like,
yeah,
look at him.
Was 24 hours later.
Yeah.
Like the gallbladder, when they did that, it
God.
took me about a week to recover from that.
It took me 2 weeks to recover from that week.
And the heart surgeries, that's even...
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
So anyway, that's our story with
this was a cakewalk by comparison.
having a cataract removed. Maybe the gummies will help tonight. I did have a gummy last night.
He did.
We'll talk about that later.
He slept for 12 hours.
I wouldn't say I slept. For
Well,
12
yeah, that's
hours.
true. You
I
had
tossed
trouble.
and turned for about 8.
But that's because as soon as he came home from the procedure, he sacked out for like 2.5, 3 hours, I think. Yeah.
A little foggy.
Yeah.
Get it? So anyway, that's the cataract surgery, and that's what happened to me. And my piece of advice to you, just ask for the happy drugs. As much as they can give you.